Hi, and welcome to this Pluralsight course titled Practical HTML5. My name is Gilles Cleren. You can contact me via Twitter via @GillesCleren. As the title of this course implies, this is a course aimed at teaching you all the aspects of HTML5, but in a very practical way. Along the way, we will be building a website which uses the most commonly used features of HTML5. So by the end of the course, we'll end up with a fully working website that you can use as a starting point for your own HTML5 endeavors. In this very first module, titled Creating a Site Using HTML5, we'll be exploring some basic topics around HTML5. To be more precise about what will be covered in this module, let's take a look at the outline first. As mentioned, the course is very practical, so we will be building a site with HTML5 together. I think it's a very good idea to start by exploring what we will be working towards. So I'm going to show you the end result first. I'll then give you a high-level overview of what HTML5 really is and why it is such an important thing for the web today and tomorrow. After that somewhat more theoretical part, we'll start creating our site. I'm going to start by building the skeleton for a couple of pages. When we reach the end of this first module, we'll have an understanding of what HTML5 brings to the table. We'll already have a couple of pages created in a somewhat rough first version. We'll of course continue working on the site in the following modules to make it more polished. I named this course Practical HTML5. I think the best way of learning is by doing. This course is accompanied by demo material, which gives you the ability to follow along with most of the things I'll be doing throughout the course myself. Another aspect I find important is seeing how everything fits together, to get the bigger picture. For this reason, I'm creating together with you a fully working website. We won't be seeing any standalone features. After you see a feature in the slides, we'll immediately add it to our site to make it more functional. I hope you'll have a good time learning HTML5 and its companions. Now that I've teased you for some time already about the site we'll be building together, it's time to explain what we will be working towards. Like most developers, I like coffee. I love coffee. Without it, I can't kick off my working day. That's why I choose to build throughout this course an imaginary coffee bean store named Joe's Coffee Store. As the name implies, Joe is selling coffee online and he wants to give his visitors the best experience possible. For this reason, he asked to build a site which is using the newest features available. So we will answer his question by building an HTML5 focused website. Note that in this course I'm focusing on the HTML5 side of things, so I won't be using any backend system to store orders or read a database to fetch all coffee types. Amongst others, we will be building of course the homepage, a page where Joe's coffees are listed, a detail page per coffee, the ability to drag coffee to the shopping cart, and a checkout page. I assume most of you are somewhat familiar with HTML and developing for the web, so I'm not going to spend time explaining the basics of HTML. Instead, we are focusing on the new features which HTML5 brings to the web. To create Joe's Coffee Store, we'll be using most HTML5 features. This includes the new HTML5 elements and their attributes, as well as the new form controls. We'll look at how we can use most of the new CSS3 features to make layout of the site even easier than before. For example, we'll look at the new CSS3 selectors which were added. We'll also integrate audio and video into our site to showcase different types of coffee. Joe's Coffee Store is going to use both the Canvas and SVG for advanced graphics scenarios. We'll use both approaches to create sales charts for the different coffee types. I already mentioned that we'll have a shopping cart in the site as well. We'll be building this shopping cart using two features that come with HTML5, namely web storage and the drag and drop feature. We'll also give the user an easy way to find the physical Joe's Coffee Store using geolocation, which also comes out of the box with HTML5. As you can see, we'll have a lot of work adding all these features into a real working site. Before we continue, I want to give you a peek at the working site, which we'll build together in this and the following modules. In the first demo of this module, I'm going to show you the finalized Joe's Coffee Store website. So this is the site that you'll be working on throughout the modules of this course. Let's take a look at the pages which have been implemented and let's see what their functionality is. So this is the landing page, the home page of Joe's Coffee Store with a logo at the top and the name of the store, so Joe's Coffee Store, in a specific font. There's also a search box here on the right. Then we have the navigation and the background is a gradient. I have a couple of pages here. I'm going to show you those in just a minute. Then we have a lead image here and also an image for the coffee of the month. A bit lower here, we see a multi-column text, which is basically now a lorem ipsum text, but this could be a welcome text explaining what Joe's Coffee Store is all about. Here on the right, we have an extra block which contains some extra links, perhaps some news updates about Joe's Coffee Store. Still on the home page, Joe's Coffee Store also lists a couple of bestsellers, so its top selling items. There's a couple of coffees here, and we can click on the Add to Cart button. And there's also a couple of accessories. Here on the bottom of the page, we have Joe's Coffee Store's physical address, a copyright notice, and also the time at which this page was rendered. As mentioned, you have a couple of pages that we'll be implementing throughout this course. One of those pages is the Our Coffees page. The Our Coffees page is basically where the shopping will be done. In one of the later modules, we'll see that we can actually use drag and drop to add products to our shopping cart. I'm going to show you this very quickly. I take a coffee and I drop it onto the shopping cart and that coffee will be added there. We'll see that this is done using the drag and drop API in HTML5. Then we also have the Find Us page. This page shows a map to show you the route to Joe's Coffee Store, so the physical store again, based on the location where you're currently at. We also have a checkout page, which is basically a large form where the user can enter his details. All of these fields are actually using quite a number of HTML5 features. So these are the pages that we'll be building throughout this course. You may not have noticed it, but they're actually using quite a lot of new HTML5 features we'll discover in the upcoming modules. Let's go back to the slides for now.